Hey kids, you like Disney?
Yeah.
Do you like video games?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, mix it all together and you get the best of both worlds. Kino Bridge of Spirits is the first game ever developed by Ember Lab, as they used to be an animation studio. They made stuff like this Chinese Coke commercial or this Hisense TV commercial and
all of the above.
Yeah, mostly commercials. But easily their most notable work has to be the Majora's Mask fan film. I mean, it's beautiful. The animation, sound design, direction, it was all done so well, and it was clear a lot of passion was put into this project. So it was really no surprise that the same things can all be said about Kino Bridge of Spirits. In fact, the two are similar in almost every way, not just in visuals, but also the music. Voice acting.
I can still feel its power.
The power of the mountain shrine is mine.
And sound design. Like watching the Majora's Mask film now feels like I'm watching a trailer for this game. Even the concept of this game is reminiscent of Majora's Mask. Basically, you play as a character who wears the masks of dead people, all while meeting their loved ones and learning about their story, so that you can help them with their lingering regrets, and so they may pass to the afterlife. Sound familiar? And while the game gets an A for presentation, I'd give it a C for story. You simply don't spend enough time with the characters or know them enough to care about them. In fact, there's very little talking in general in this game, which is a shame because the voice acting is pretty well done. These kids sound like genuine kids.
Hey, what are you doing here in the forest?
And Kena always has such a soft and empathetic tone in her voice, like she really does care about these lost souls.
I sense suffering here, Spirit. Do you need help?
So it would make sense that the only character that I really felt invested in was Kena herself. And the game only lightly taps into her backstory, so there's not much of a narrative here. But luckily, this is not a 10-hour Disney movie I'm reviewing.
They'll pay for this.
This is still a video game and a rather good one. The combat in this game is tight. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this game had me sweating at times, and some of the bosses even clapped my sweaty cheeks over and over and over again, and I loved it. The difficulty never felt unfair, and it was never due to clanky controls. It was just purely me not studying the enemy's moves well enough or just reacting too slow, and to me that's the best type of difficulty. The combat feels like a watered down version of Horizon Zero Dawn's, where you got light and heavy attacks and you shoot at enemies' weak points in slow motion. Also, like many other action adventure games, if you beat up enough people you get to do a special attack. And then of course those attacks are unlocked with a skill tree, which is refreshingly small and unintimidating compared to the AAA games it took so much inspiration from. It's not much, but it works for the short duration of the game, and there's enough enemy variety to keep things feeling fresh, as they force you to make use of the new moves you learn throughout the game, which I won't spoil, but it makes combat more intricate the more you progress. It definitely has a rough start, but by the end of the game you have a wide arsenal of moves, and you need to make use of every one of them to get by, making combat a surprising highlight of this game. But you'll be spending most of your time exploring the land. With every new spirit that you help comes a new chunk of land that you have to purify by defeating the enemies. And returning life to the land was always satisfying to watch, and it felt rewarding as you can now explore it. And there are secrets everywhere. These little guys called Dra, which is a very unfitting name, they follow you around like Pikmin, and you find them like Koroks. They adorably try to keep up with you on your adventure while also helping with puzzles and combat. You find them in pretty much every nook and cranny of this game, and they allow you to level up, which is a pretty good incentive for exploring. Although, I feel the game really doesn't need one. Some video games are so meticulously crafted in its world design that you feel like it's just inviting you to explore it. Music and sound design goes a long way in making this happen, and I guess I'm a sucker for women's choir. And when a game is able to enthrall me in its universe like that, I end up just trying my best to experience everything it has to offer. Like, I'm the type of guy where if I'm exploring a cave and the path splits into two directions and then I choose one and realize it's the right direction, I'm going back to see what's in the other direction. I don't care if it's probably a dead end. I want to make sure I see it all. I mean, heck, I'll collect 900 pieces of poo if I have to. Anyways, that was the kind of mentality I had while playing this game, and I ended up naturally finding every hidden collectible. All 100 rots and 51 hats to put on them. And that doesn't happen often. I mean, usually I need a guide for that, but my point is, you don't even need all 100 rots to max out your level, and the hats are kinda useless. Like, they don't do much other than cover up the rot's already adorable features. It's mostly the meditation spots that are rewarding to find as they increase your health, but regardless, I still found them all, and that says a lot about this game's exploration. It's a good balance of generic video game puzzles, like light the lanterns or move this object onto this switch, and also some creative environmental puzzles that require you to use new moves in new ways or be really perceptive. The biggest complaint I have is that Kina's movement sometimes felt chunky. Like slowly turning around is Kena just rotating on the spot, jumping feels slow, the invisible barriers could be a real nuisance at times, and there's never really much of a change of setting, it's just all forest. But this is all an afterthought compared to the abundance of things to do and explore, so I'm just nitpicking here really. Now, taking a step back and looking at this game, it does feel like they just went through a checklist of everything an action-adventure game should have and then threw on the cover of a Disney animated movie. But the result is a game that's surprisingly as fun to play as it is to look at, and it pays homage to both modules of media. But it's ironic that Ember Lab, which once was an animation studio, would succeed in making a good game, but fail in telling a powerful story. However, none of that takes away from how well animated everything is, which to me is just the biggest takeaway from this game. And it really left me feeling excited for what the future of gaming could look like. I always thought as a kid, wouldn't it be sick if playing a video game looked like a movie? And we have now come to a time where the line between movies and video games is getting blurred. We're not quite there yet, like this game has some nice looking eye candy, but it's still a little rough around the edges. However, video games have only just tapped into the PS5's potential, and with all the hype surrounding Unreal Engine 5, I feel like we could see it happen this generation. So to wrap this video up, I would say go watch the Majora's Mask fan film, which I'll link down below. And if you like what you see, and you also played any action-adventure game from this past decade and enjoyed it, then
Do it.